Alright, for today's pick of my favorite games of 2025, got another short one. So we're going to be talking about my favorite automation games. And while Infill is currently dominating things in 2026, there are still some fantastic games released in 2025. We'll continue to wait for the mega successes, such as Titan Sphere program to finally leave early access. 2025 still brought with us some very fascinating and very different takes on automation. And my first pick goes to Plan B Terraform. This is an automation that's all about you terraforming a planet, starting with a lifeless, waterless, and, well, just rocky planet. It is up to you to automate and build factories, production lines, and a lot of road work to transport materials around, keep your colonies surviving, and then start building the machinery and resources needed to turn this into a habitable planet. It's a really great concept for an automation game. It's not the most complicated, but there's still enough teeth here to challenge any automation fan. So, if you are looking for some very much a planet remodeling automation, then it is a very easy recommendation. We leave the sky looking down point of automation, getting to some down-to-earth, more, I guess, friendlier forms of factory building for my next pick with Oddsparks. Oddsparks kind of focuses more on almost like a Pikmin style automation where you use these adorable creatures to do all your automating, fighting, and walking around on a track for a very long time. It's also one of the few automation games that comes right out of the box with multiplayer, in this case co-op play. And this one presents itself almost like, I would say, a really solid first timers take on automation. You're not going to find as much complexity in this one compared to some of the other entries on this list, but it doesn't need to be. It's very charming to play. The use of progression works really well to guide you to higher production lines, higher tech trees, and there is combat with, again, this pseudo Pikmin style. So this one is still going to be for the automation fans looking for a little bit more action, and if you have a buddy to play with, then this is a very solid recommendation. We get really small scope for our next pick with Microtopia. You are using nano-built ants in order to do your automation. So unlike the other automation games for this year's pick, this is more along the lines of a programming puzzle style, where you'll need to set up where your ants are kind of born from, where they'll move down on your paths, almost kind of like a circuit board, and you need to figure out a way to kind of stabilize their birth while making sure everyone is doing their job in order to pump out more ants, to collect more resources, to pump out more ants, and to grow your colony ever so bigger. This one I would say is a little bit more on the advanced side. This is not going to be as free form compared to the other ones on our list. And again, it's really more about this kind of pseudo programming challenge. So if you're someone who loves logic gates setups, setting up infinite loops, and so on for your factories, it is a very easy recommendation, and certainly one worth playing. For my final pick for favorite automation games, it goes to Little Rocket Lab. Easily the most coziest take on an automation game we've seen yet, as you are trying to help revitalize your hometown, build a rocket, and try to make something of yourself, and also play catch with your dog every single day. The game does a really great job of marrying the more traditional kind of hardcore style of automation, but keeping things very low stakes and easy to get into of, again, a cozy game or something like a Stardew Valley. It does a great job of moving you through the story and the different characters you meet in order to set up more and more production chains, and you basically will start to not only revitalize the town, but turn into this just colossal factory of trying to lay down belts everywhere, and not to annoy the locals too much in the process. This is a great kind of rabbit hole style of automation, and you really get that kind of just one more day approach to it. Another one of those games that, again, I need to go back to and play more of when I can ever find the time. So this one, I would say, is another really great first-timer's take for an automation title. There's no monsters that are going to be attacking you. You don't have to worry about starving, running out of oxygen, water, or anything like that. It's just you, a very lovely town, and setting up a lot of factories and assembly lines. So if you are someone who's new or someone looking for a more relaxing take on factory building, then this is a very easy recommendation. And with that, another short entry comes to an end. We are getting very close. There's only one big entry left and a few smaller ones, but we're going to be finally wrapping up this Best of 2025 series to then get back to talking about the games of this year. What were some of your favorite automation games that you played? And are there any ones I should be checking out in 2026 besides playing more of Enfield? Let me know down in the comments, and I will see everyone for our next part coming real soon. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and if you're interested in more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.